What's up, YouTube gang? Just gonna make a little quick intro video for all the new peeps that have come in. Welcome to the Quantum Gang. Guys, if you have joined in and subscribed with Quantum Shift, please make sure you guys claim the role if you haven't gone onto the new maxoptionstraining.com website to join us in the Quantum Trader chat. We do have an active Quantum Trader chat where I invite everyone in to do these sessions. Right now we're doing a little bit of an intro session for all the new people. We're going to do another session tonight. Today is Sunday, March 15th. It'll be tonight after the happy hour show, so anywhere between 7:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to do a quick session there. And again, I try to do these every week. If you guys haven't gotten into the chat, please go to the Max Options Trading Discord, get verified, open a support ticket if you need any guidance to join the chat. I see a lot of people on YouTube who don't even know the chat exists. So please go check out the Max Options Trading website first and join our Discord. And you guys get a lot of nice little perks in there. Obviously, joining the quantum chat, a lot of quantum traders in there that you guys can speak with and share setups with and ideas with, and a ton of information that's pinned in that chat as well. So claim that MOT tag too. Yes, absolutely, Alaskan Dog. All right, let's get into this. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I was reading on Power Hour Friday. If you guys go check out that YouTube video, right, we record our Power Hour sessions. You guys can go in and see what I was reading, and I'm kind of go over what I was looking at during that Power Hour session, and a couple setups that I caught right before it even started, and why I would take setups when I see them. Okay, so in the pin messages, I also have like the easiest setup to play with Quantum, which is the failed bullish and bearish moves. You guys can go check out some of my other videos as well, and it's a lot of repetitive information. But here is basically 3 p.m. or just shy of, this is 2:16 p.m. Eastern time from March 13th, which was Friday the 13th. I didn't even realize it was Friday the 13th. But we're going to kind of run a quick progression of what I'm looking at. So I'm immediately going to look at my higher time frames, and I'm going to be marking any colored candles that I have that have not been broken. Okay, and when I'm saying broken, I'm meaning candle closure. It can get a wick. A wick is not breaking that candle. A candle has to close above a purple candle for it to be broken, and below a blue candle for the blue candle to be broken. Okay, our purple candles are my bearish candles. The blue candles are my bullish candles. You guys are more than free to modify the colors to your liking if you want, but this is what I'm using for my guide. And those candles are the only candles I'm paying attention to until something breaks through it. Okay, so I will mark any bearish candles and put my lines through them on any of my time frames. Okay, now again, right, multi-time frame analysis is very important to me because I do not want to get caught in a fake potential move. When I have levels in the way, I want to be careful, right? I'm not going to try to hold on to a trade too long looking for a break of a level, especially when it's a higher time frame level, 5-minute levels, even 2-minute levels against a 1 minute, anything like that, right? You're still reading the chart. You're still looking for where you might have some sort of resistance if you're trying to play along, or you might have some sort of support if you're trying to play it short. Okay, so right here, we see a failed bearish move on the 2-minute, okay? But what are we fighting up against? We have a 5-minute level above, right? What else can we look at, right? We're downtrending pretty freaking strong, okay? If you zoom out, okay, you can see how deep that red is on your 5-minute chart. So you already know that your downtrend is strong. We have not broken through any of that first light red, which would be that first level of that 5-minute trend, which is your true 5-minute trend. That second deep red kind of mimics the higher time frame trend. It's like the 15-minute trend, right? So if we break through that first layer of red, we have potential to play through that second layer of the deeper dark red. Okay, so right now, right, I'm looking, I have a level, 409.75. It's a 5-minute level, right? So my 2-minute did break, okay, right here. Now, this is a very risky setup. Why? Because, okay, the retest candle, right, from the closure at 400, your retest candle is 89, okay? You're going up against 400 to 409. You only have 9 points of room. That's very risky for me, right? If I'm looking for a retest of 400 to make an entry, I'm risking 11 for potentially 9 points, right? I'm not liking that, right? For now, right, you can also look at, I'm saying right a lot, I don't even know why. You can also look at the other level that formed below. Below you formed a level at 385. So the 5 minute kind of sandwiched you between two levels, telling me there's going to be a little bit of indecision between the two. So I would wait until it opens up a bit, until it clears up a bit, right? Doesn't mean there's not potential for plays here, okay? Between 409 and 85, that's still about 25 points. So if it doesn't close above 409.75 on the 5, there's a good chance we're going to hit that bottom side. And if it doesn't close above 485, you're going to challenge the top. You might get stuck in a 5 minute range. But still, want to play cautious, so I'm looking at what my 1 minute and 2 minute are also doing. Obviously, here you see that whole breaking candle get retested. You see that wick below, and then it gave one quick push up to 415 before that 2 minute closed back down below. Okay, this line was broken, right? So this purple candle was already invalidated since it was closed above. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, I'm going to delete it. Now on the 5 minute, I'm going to have that blue down here, right? For now, I'm going to change that color because it should be blue. Anything below, if that purple was broken, right? This one shouldn't be there, right? These are the only two blue lines I have on my 5 minute, and I have my unbroken purple candles up above. All right, let's hit play. Let's watch what happens. Okay, you see the action lines crossing down. I'm getting a 1 minute purple. There's my sell signal right down to that bottom blue, right? You see how it bounced here, right? You see how it bounces here. Now, this is not an A++ setup. If you guys look at what a true A++ setup is, you want the cross to happen in the center of the candle or right behind it. When it occurs in front, like in this instance, the move is already in progress. And you see where we currently bounced. The entry on the A++ setups is always candle close. So always be cautious of where that cross is occurring. If the cross is occurring in front of that middle point of the candle, the move is usually already in progress. The level is not going to lock in until the candle that closes with that actual cross locking in closes. And you see the level's not there yet because it's connected to this candle, not that candle. Okay, and that's something I want everyone to pay extra attention to. Okay, so let's hit play again, right? You have now, oh, let's look at our 5 minute, right? What do we have that happened on our 5 minute? Our 5 minute now has another purple candle, right? So now my 5 minute has a new area of resistance to look for, and also it is challenging that blue right here. So if this 5 minute candle manages to close below, right, there's a chance we're going to push even further down to this 60 potentially. But what do we have to get through still, right? The higher time frame has room, but what do we still need to get through? Okay, some of you guys can't see it. Screen's not showing. Are some of you guys able to see the screen or not? Yes, yeah. Okay. So I apologize. This is being recorded, y'all. This is being recorded. This will be up. All right. So I'm going to hit play. We're going to see what occurs here. Okay. We got about, this candle is about to close actually. All right. Let's see. Boom. Okay. Closed. Guess what? The 5 minute candle did not close below. The next candle teleported below. Now, if this occurs, I want to see 85 become resistance, right? This is the basic concept of support and resistance, right? When you have a resistance point that becomes support, you want to see it break and become resistance. When you have a support zone that breaks, you want to see it break and become resistance, right? I think that I say that wrong way. When you when you have a resistance point breaking, you want it to become support. When you have a support zone breaking, you want it to become resistance. That's the way it's supposed to be said. I think I butchered that, but again, my dyslexia comes and goes, so bear with me, and I'm going to say it correctly. Catch myself, all right? Look, it's retesting that area. It's retesting 85, right? You can see where it bounced off of this level here at 75, right? Now we're contesting 97. So this is where we're stuck right now. We're stuck between that 85 area and 97, which only hit 93, okay? Next point, right? When a level does not get tapped, it is a good sign that the area might have some strength, okay? I don't personally like when a level gets tapped if I'm looking for a resistance point, because that tells me that level might have some weakness. There might be a little bit of push to try to break it, but the farther down the stage, you can see the wicks on these are pretty bearish. The better the chance of rejection you might have, the better the chance of continuation trend you might have. And then again, right, what confluences do I have here? Currently to be in this short, right? If I'm looking for a short, I'm looking for it to hold under 97 or maybe 403. We have the breaking of a blue candle. So that 88 area also, right? I want this thing to start staying below this whole zone. So where that bearish zone got formed, right? But next, if I want this to continue, I need it to break below here. Okay, so if I'm holding on to a runner, okay, if I'm scalping this, I'm not gonna let it flip on me. I'm gonna collect what it gives me, and I'm gonna let my runner breathe a little bit. And if it does not break 97, right, I'll let the runner go, or two runners, depending on how many I have. Right, sometimes, right, I have my fun and I will scalp the area 2 or 3 times. I'll collect 10 points, 10 points, and then I'll be like, okay, let's see if it goes, right? If it breaks above and it takes my runner out, it takes my runner out, right? But you guys have to be able to decipher the patterns, right? How many times is it going to test it? Don't hold on to a play if it's dead. Don't hold on to a play if it breaks your area. It's pointless, okay? We are going to experience L's. This is a part of trading, right? We experience wins and L's, okay? All right, let's hit play again. Let's see what happens, right? We're bouncing, now we're breaking. Oh, we're breaking that 385. I'm sorry, 375. Now we need to break that 71, right? Candle closed above it, so technically did not fully break it, okay? What else am I seeing here, right? Now, what else happened, okay? The short's playing out, right? We had it hold below 92. You had the break of that 88. You had the retest. You had the rejection, okay? Now, if I want this thing to continue down, it needs to break that 71 area. What else does it need to break, right? We have that blue candle attached to the 71 area. It did not fully break below. The next candle kind of teleported down and pushing back up. I need that next candle or a candle to close below it to potentially continue, okay? And again, we also have a 2-minute candle right here, right? This one did not break either. And we have the next blue down here at 58. And these are these little blocks where you're going to see where it might go, right? Where you're going to see these bounces, where you might start ranging. All right, let's hit play. Bounce clean off that 71, and now breaking back above 89, and look where it goes to retest, right? Again, right? Did not close above it, didn't have a clean play, but again, if it breaks above that previous zone, it's gonna go push the retest of that next area. So when you guys are listening to me, right? Okay, we need to hold 71. If we break 71, we keep going. You need the candle closure. But if it starts breaking over, right, that previous zone that was hopefully gonna turn resistance, then it's gonna go test the next area. Where is the next area for us, right? This was a previous support zone that what we were hoping to turn resistance. It did close below, but then the next candle pushed right through it up to that level at 97. All right, and then guess what happened? What's happening on the 5-minute? We're potentially forming a new blue. I'll delete that 5-minute blue right here. We got a new 2-minute blue as well, lined up perfectly with that previous one. Let's see if it stays blue though. You have to wait to let it stay blue. There it stayed blue. Guess what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna mark up. This one's already broken, so technically I don't even need to add a new line. I could just move this one down here. And then I can add a 5-minute if this 5-minute does stay. Let's watch. Press play. This 5-minute hasn't closed up yet. All right, still unable to break that 97 at the moment. Another blue candle. So we're getting some bullish push here, trying to break that 97. There's the break of that 97. And guess what I'm going to be doing, right? I'm going to be adding my lines to this area. So I know this area is going to have strength now. I'm going to move this guy up here. And then I'm going to put a blue underneath this 5. Now we're immediately pushing up to retest that top 14 area, that, what is it, 409. Okay, and this is an A++ setup right here, okay? Let me zoom in, right? I want everyone to be able to tell the difference between a clean A++ and a not clean A++. A clean A++ cross occurs within the center of the body or slightly behind. There it is, right? The cross occurred slightly behind. This was not an A++ setup. The cross occurred in front. Doesn't mean it didn't play out. Just means if you get in After, right, you're probably already mid move, and there's a good chance you're going to get burned. And I'm not going to get into that play just based on that signal alone, right? You could play the rejections and scalp the rejections, but, right, that's not an A++ setup. This one is. This is an A++ setup. Cross behind the body, within. That is clean. Entry, candle close, stop loss, 1 or 2 points. Either the level, that break of 86, or right below the blue candle. Okay, right below 83. All right, let's hit play. And broke that level, right? Broke that level. What else did it do? Okay, what else did it do? And this is a picture perfect A++ into a break of a bearish candle. All right. Let me do this for y'all real quick. Don't know if that'll help at all. Discord's been bugging. But it is recorded, and I will post this shortly. This will be posted up very shortly. All right. And here we go, right? We had that purple candle break, right? A++ into a level break, into a purple candle break. There's your retest. Here's a retest. Here's a potential to get into a new play, or, right? I don't do it. You can scale in, right? You could. I don't do. I'm not a fan of scaling in, but you can scale in on a retest of 97, and then as long as it holds above that breaking candle, that 93, you'll get a potential push up, and it gave you just that. Pulled all the way down to 98, pulled up to 17 for almost 20 points. And let's watch if it will hold and continue. We are still downtrending. Look at that explosion move all the way up, right? We are still downtrending. So again, where area am I being cautious for, right? If I caught this beautiful move from 394, now it went up to 27, right? 30 points. And then again, right, if I had a runner running and then I saw that pullback and I had to retest, maybe to add 2, stop loss below, or let the runner keep breathing because he obviously broke a bearish candle, right? I'm collecting on the way up. This is the next area to be cautious of, that 2730 area, that 427, 430. That is the current first area of the downtrend on the 5-minute. It needs to break through that to try to make a further push up. But you need a 5-minute candle closure for that continuation. Next level will be up at 446. All right, so let's see if it pushes up or if it stalls out here at 430. There's a little bit of a 3 bar there. All right, and there's a little bit of a push. And there's your push. 438, 5-minute is still not closed. It's trying to hold on to it. Barely did right there. The 5-minute still hasn't closed. There's that push to 446. All right, the 5-minute did close above it. Again, right, 5-minute closed above it. So what's going to potentially occur now? You got that retest to 28, and now you're trying to break through that 46, right? So that retest on that 5-minute break was pretty clean. It broke 427, retested 429, pushed up to 450, right? Next bearish zone on the 5-minute is that 56. You have a level at 46, and it's struggling to break through it. You're seeing the rejections. You're seeing your action lines kind of curling down. The candles are struggling to close close above, right? There's finally a break and retest on the 1, but the 2-minute has to close. This is a 2-minute level, okay? There's the break. Finally, the 2-minute did close. Now, right, the 1-minute created a new level. So the 1-minute has to push through that. Now it's doing it, and there's that push up. And I caught this long. And if you guys, right, some of you guys saw it was kind of a funky looking, it's not really a clean trifecta because the signals weren't lined up. The 5 occurred first, the 2, and then the 1. So I know some of you guys thought it was a trifecta. It's not a trifecta. It's basically reversed. All right, and now we're approaching, right, that 5-minute broke here, right? Here's your retest of that 56, and it's trying to push up to that next area. So this 5-minute will be gone now. Let's see, does it get up to that 73 area? It got really close. It got to 69. Now we have a new purple candle in the 1-minute that's trying to stay locked in. Didn't. That's pretty good for it to try to get up there to that 70 area. There's that tap right into 72. And let's see if it goes for it or if it doesn't. If this is where it stalls out, it could not break through to tap that 485. And now we're getting, there's our purple here on the 1-minute. Right, if this is going to continue up to test this again, I want to see it close above. That's a tip break. Be careful with these tip breaks. Now we got a new one. There you go. Now this area gains some strength in the resistance area. Now it's kind of ranging a little bit. I would like to see a blue form here to get a clean range, but if I'm not mistaken, this is where the flip occurred. This is where it resisted on that 5-minute purple candle. Broke through one, couldn't make it past the other, and then we had that short come in. Right into power hour. All the way back down. And this, nope, that wasn't it. That wasn't it right here. Now you have a new 5-minute purple as well. Add a new line there, right? This one did break, so you can get rid of that one. Right, but you can still keep it there if you want. That 416 area was a previous, it was a previous resistance zone. This 415, so you want to see if it's going to still hold it. If it got flipped from resistance to support, if it breaks back down below it, you're going to test the rest of that level, and maybe even further down. Right, this is how these lines, right, can add a little bit of guidance. Right, there's that nice bounce of 406. You had that 403 over here on the 1 minute. You had that 416 area on the 5-minute, right? This is that 430 area where I was talking about. As long as this stays before, okay. There was a hater on YouTube, okay? So you had an area about between 40 and 30, okay? All the way up here, as long as it stays below 50, it's not going anywhere. It has to break that 5-minute candle. Now you have your 5-minute action lines trying to do what? Form a level. They're trying to cross down. And I'm going to measure where the area is, right? I'm going to look where the cross might want to occur. It'll be around 433, 435. It could change as price action continues, but that's what I'm looking for. Also, right, we're downtrending still, okay? I'm going to see if this candle stays, right? You're going to get an A++ setup here, but you want to be careful because we are still downtrending and you're fighting against a potential 5-minute level forming. Let's see what occurs here. Okay. It gets rejected hard. Why? Because that is trying to fight this, right? And this is where it's important to pay attention to your action lines. You want them both heading in the same direction if you're looking for a potential play. The 5-minute is trying to curl down and give you a level here at around 32.33. Where did this reject? 32.33 on the 1 minute, right? You saw your blue A++ setup. I wouldn't take this. There's no confluence here. The confluence would have been all the way down here for that push up to that 430 area. That would have been it. Now I'm going to wait to see if this level is going to hold, right? And the downtrend is going to continue. Do we get a break of this blue? And do I have a potential short entry here on a break of this 420 area? Okay, as long as it stays below that 430 area, this 433, the short looks good, right? Somebody heard me say, oh, Trump's talking. That usually means full port long, right? That guy took me seriously for some reason because I was straight up joking because Trump will say whatever. And I said, as long as he doesn't say tariffs and no, I could have kept going, okay? I will play what the chart gives me. I'm not going to play what ifs or this or that or who thinks whatever. No, I'm never going to play that stuff. I play what the chart gives me. I like the short under 430. I'm waiting for it to break this 420 if it gives me a clean setup. So now let's watch and see what occurs, right? We're getting a purple candle as well. So there's a potential for range. Oh, look, it breaks that 420, right? So now as long as it holds below here, right? Long as it holds below here, right? Again, you could add your lines if you want. I already kind of visualize it. So when I add the lines, I do it a lot for everyone else to see them. I only do the higher time frame ones because these are the ones I care about the most. And let's see if we get to hold below that breaking candle or if we don't. Okay, there's the hold, right? You got the retest 24 as long as it stays below 430. And now we got a blue. So you got that 424 to 415 pushed up. Another blue candle. Guess what? Back in the range, right? We're back in the range. And now we can move our line here. All right, this didn't break that 430 still. So from 430 down, now another break. Another blue trying to come in. Oh, what am I missing out here? See, right? Oh, I'm getting eaten up here. Why? I didn't see this 2-minute blue. So what needs to occur for it to really go down, right? And this is, again, pay attention. This 2-minute blue needs to break. So here I'm getting caught up in this, and I'm not paying attention to this, right? I was not noticing my 2-minute chart giving me a blue candle, and I'm trying to play the break on the 1. This is why it's important for the multi-time frame analysis, right? But again, same thing. As long as it doesn't break above this area here, now you have that 5-minute level as well, adding to the strength to the short. As long as it stays below 430, I like the short. I said that multiple times. 430, right? Multiple times. Why? Because of this 5-minute level. And then we had our range trying to fight it. Guess what? It failed, right? Again, here's another example of where to be cautious with signals, right? Cross happening in front, moves already in progress, right? I already like the short below 430. Obviously, below 432 was better. Below 440 still as well. But that short played out beautifully, okay? Into 320, right down, melting through that level below. And then it continued to make a little push, right? And then at 71, if I remember correctly, at 71, we saw a flip. Let's watch. Let me zoom out on my 5. There's the 71 tap. Does it go for it again? I can't remember. I think it goes for it a couple times. And as long as it didn't close below it, there was a little bit of a push back up. Right, so these are gone for me. This one's still active. This one should be gone. But again, right, it needs to break back over 83 for it to push this area. Right, there's the push. There's your close above 83. And we might see a push back up to 410. Now you could draw this down below. We might, right? It's all about might. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. We are predicting the market. Back down we go, and guess what? If it breaks that blue, downtrend continues. Did not break it. This 2-minute did close. Oh, trying to. It's trying to. Still can't. It is in a little tight range spot. Now we got a purple candle trying to form. Nope. Now another push. Is this the break that occurs at 338? Yep, that's the break that occurs at 338. And then you have your continuation. You're going to have this potential level forming here. Trying to, has to stay below that 60. And there's that meltdown. There's that 62 level, right? That's all you're looking at right here, right? The shorted from 4 all the way up here, right? The break of 13 continued, another break of a bullish candle, right? And that 430 area where I said I like the short under 430. I play what the market gives me all the time. That's it. All right, that's all I'm playing is reactions. I'm not playing woulda, coulda, shoulda. Trump's talking. None of that BS. All right, if I say something like that, I'm usually joking. It's not serious, right? I hope you guys understand that. And this was pretty much the play. That was it. That was the beautiful short for power hour. And now we got a quantum range forming here. We have a 2-minute level that formed at 53. And what would you wait for, right? Potential. Again, you could get rid of all these lines. And there's your range confirmation, right? The top up here. The bottom down here. Get rid of all those lines that have been broken now. And keep only the ones that are valid. Right, on the higher time frame, again, you could keep that one there. You can keep it there just to be like, if it breaks through here, it's going to go up, right? There's a 5-minute blue. There's that push, right? Break, retest, push. It's the same both ways. Take what it gives you. You're not going to catch monster plays every single trade. The same setups, right? This is the easiest of the setups to kind of read, right? We didn't get a clean A++ setup anywhere here. We got one here. You didn't get a clean one here. Then you have this setup here, right? A++ setups are clean with confluences, orb, fibs, other levels you may have. Look at this long. It played out the exact same way it would have played out looking at a short. A break of a blue candle, a break of a purple candle. Broke, retest, pushed, retest, push, right? Where did we reject? That level at 410 couldn't manage to get all the way up there. That area has some strength. So I'm going to be cautious trying to play all the way up there. Back all the way down. Right? Now we're retesting this area here. Right? 2 minutes curling down. You still have that level of 58. If the downtrend is going to continue, you want to see that 58 break. Until then, this is where we're stuck. And that's just the basic read from that power hour session that we did on Friday. the short that was beautiful from the 430, 440 break, and then you saw the continuation of the move as it kept breaking, right? And you could catch little flips here. You're not going to catch full blown reversals, so be careful, right? A full blown reversal is only going to occur when these areas start to break, right? You need to break that first level, then that level, then this and this, right? You can see the strength that it has, so be careful trying to catch full blown reversals. Let the market give you what it gives you. All right, everyone. Well, this went a little longer than I thought. Wanted to do a little quick intro session for all the new folks, right? The most basic setup, my little power hour Friday session read through. I will see you all tonight, right after the happy hour show with Izzy and Coach. Please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I'll have this video uploaded shortly for those of you that couldn't see it. And I might do some of these here and there, right? These little power hour replays every once in a while to kind of show you guys what I was looking at, to give you guidance on the setups, because they're the same. They're identical. There's nothing that changes. I really want everyone to grasp this, like to see the amazing tool that we have here, because again, it's helped me. It literally, like, I'm the trader I am today because of this, right? And I could toot my own horn and everything, but I see a lot of you guys that also have taken it and made it your own a little bit, and I love that. I'm so thankful for that, and I'm here for the long run to see you all succeed. I will continue to do these sessions. I will continue to answer questions. I will continue to be active in the quantum chat for as long as I'm kicking, man. and that's it, guys. So I'll see you guys tonight. It is March 15th, so if you guys are watching this afterwards, right, we do these every Sunday night, and then I sneak in a session here and there, and we'll see you guys later. So please go check out maxoptionstrading.com. You can connect TradingView and Wealth Charts. If you guys get the indicator from maxoptionstrading.com, you can link your TradingView and your Wealth Charts and get it on both without having to resubscribe to anything else. So it's also another cool thing, and you get Max Bucks. You get Max Bucks to either eventually get the course or renew a subscription, whatever you guys want. So I'll see you guys later tonight. Peace out, everyone.